uh, spare. I figured I'd spare the black community in my hair. I gotta go and make arrangements to get the rest of the bathroom, finish the bathroom floor. Floor problems, the whole house really. But I was listening to news all over the place. I woke up. It was raining here. I think I got a little noisy. I woke up about 3:30 here, and you could hear the trains and the planes flying over, and it's raining. FedEx flies over all the time. You guys probably not privileged to hear it. Might not be that good. Train whistle, rain. I was like, wow. But I don't think we're gonna worry about. Well, the trains over here bring coal over because our electric company is run by coal, so they should be very happy. You know, because like Memphis is the perfect place to dump pollution because the people just throw shit out their car. You know, the baby diapers. They dump trash like somebody like me. Like if I had extra trash and it was Friday, I'll just go stick it stick it in somebody else's trash or put a bag, right out in front. All you gotta do is stick your shit out in front of a house, and they'll come around and pick it up. But like they just throw trash in every empty lot. I gotta get ready for mowing. They got laws where they want to charge you so much so they could keep these guys in air conditioned trucks, so they can keep them happy, so they don't have a clue on how much harm they're actually doing to their community and the environment. And most of them, they like to do more dirt. They like when they did the alleyway, they don't run through people's private fence. They don't care. Shit's funny to them. And that's the type of administration we have with Trump. Like the type of, I have to admit that I really truly do not care for the behavior of a lot of people in Memphis. Jim Crow has did a number, and I remember like my aunt Lurlina was here. I'll call her Miss White Valley around here, and she uh, um, she felt like she had been foolish to go along with the propaganda uh, when it came to whooping her daughter because she didn't like the results. And their daughter didn't have any kids, but I see people around here that I know when they was children they cried about getting their ass whooped, but they straight up whooping their kids' ass. And I just see that same type of mindset with like Paul Ryan, and Trump. I don't even know what to think about Trump anymore. Mm, Trump got a Russian spy ship sitting off the coast over here, near a Navy base right over here, on the Pacific coast, right around Washington. It's been going up and down the coast there, right around Washington and Virginia. Well, it can't really get to. But anyway, it's like can't really get too close to Washington, but damn close. Um, and then like like you talk about stories from the histories, and I remember this one story, and they were saying that when the Caucasian people came over from London and Spain and France and came over here and just started massacring and murdering and raping the natives here and taking over their property and land, the one thing they wanted was a black person because like these people were like some white people thought they was witches, so you just if they thought you were witches, like those people, like they got you to do something like make some bricks out of mud, which like they could make mud huts over in England, but they couldn't make bricks. That's one of the things they followed the Egyptian from. They could magically extract what they needed from the earth, you know. And they also, it was another thing, is they couldn't understand how they could draw light out of the air. You know what we call electricity again. So like this one story is that the reason why all at once the Europeans had trains, had cars, is because they was when they came here, that's what they found here. But it was only, certain people that had it, and that was the elite that time scientists, which now, and I'm not saying that it's false, but look, and Caucasian people were the only ones that never did go back. They sent um the goods back, the information they found back. So you have to think that people like Paul Ryan's and all them would think that, oh well, we're gonna take, what I mean, they might find out that how inferior white folks are. I mean, if they believe in Hitler, Hitler proved that the Caucasians were inferior with the Olympics that they had. When was it, 1938 or 1940 or 1939? A long time ago, but during that time, it might have been 1938, 1932, 1930. I don't know when the Olympics was. It might have been 1934, for all I know. But and they proved. And let me tell you, the black people came back. White racists, they punish these people. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you're a Muslim or you're a Mexican and you go to war now, like see whether the guy um had some difficulties, had some problems, did his time, paid for it, and but he had did 2 terms at over at the Middle East, during the war. And so they're gonna deport him. Somebody's been here, like living like here since he was like 5 or something. So anyway, I think like Trump for Russia and China and North Korea, Trump is an excellent president, and they couldn't ask for anybody better than Pence as the vice president, and you definitely couldn't ask for anybody better than Paul Ryan. You know, and then the people that like Steve Banner. I mean, the Russians have some oil that they want to get out of the get out of that they want to extract out of the ground. Well, anyway, but and so they're gonna just pretty much. They said they were gonna replace and repeal. Looks like they don't have a replacement for healthcare. They just don't. They just what I'm saying, because there's no way that they can work for the American people when they're too busy working for companies. How do you think the insurance company gonna act if all at once the insurance company, they go to them? You know what? We're gonna go along with the fraud. We're gonna try to save money by cutting out fraud. Cutting out this middleman. We could find more money in cutting out fraud than we can cutting out the whole program. So like somebody like me, I'm gonna have a birthday here, be 56, right? Right about time. What I'm saying? The AARP is like, trying to get me to join them. And I don't know. They might, because they're strong. They might be able to lobby, but they're gonna lobby for, I think, the insurance people, not for the so we don't have anybody lobbying like for Social Security. Social Security don't, what I'm saying, like it doesn't. They don't. You can't like you don't have lobbyists like you have for the oil companies, or you know uh, for you just don't. They just don't have the money. So we don't have anybody that's really representing. The closest person we had was Barry Sanders, that was trying to represent what America really needs to maintain its stability and its growth. Because you could also see, because like straight up, I think like it's just like Remind me of the story where like this lady, she screamed at her kid, something about you're gonna respect me, but the day before, like her kid had said something about respect, and I said, well, respect's not something that you demand. It's something that you earn. The little girl turned around and told her mom, "Mom, you can't demand respect from me. It's something you gotta earn." Of course, this is very abusive. Instead of thinking that this child said profound thing, that this child said something cute, I think she slapped the shit out of the child. Child's never gonna respect this lady. It just ain't. She just ain't. You know, and she probably ain't gonna respect any woman in her being a female, and a lot of women get tainted. But we see that you know so like I see Trump and they're like demanding, you respect us, don't care if we're lying to you, don't care if we're misleading you, don't care that we're going to be taxing the poor to where like we're going to be needing aid from a Red Cross because we're going to be starving to death, and they're not going to after they finish cutting all the programs and everything, they're not going to be able to make any jobs because um, none of their stuff is going to generate jobs in the United States. It'll generate jobs in Asia, like China, Indonesia, Taiwan, places like that, and even Russia. Which Russia doesn't want to do any of the hard work that make Russia great. Like get good scientists or something. I don't know what Russia's doing, but besides giving steroids and trying to have, you can't make any money off of, figure skaters, you know. But anyway, we'll see, we'll see. We, and there does look like there's a lot of evidence, more than enough evidence, and I don't think you really have to dig deep to find the evidence about Trump's affiliation with Russia, his affiliation with China, uh, with his business. I think the one reason he doesn't want to show his taxes is because he has to show where he got his loans from, or not. He doesn't want to show the taxes that he did last year, 2016. Those are the ones I'd like to see. They showed something for 2005, the year he married that woman. Yeah, well, whatever. Um, but since then, but been he's been in bed with Russia. Russia does not have the best interest. Russia, you think Putin likes him? There's no way. Because like I was gonna allude to a minute ago. Because like if we all have experience, like especially black people, you have experience, and I'm not talking about in the South. I'm talking about in the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? Because like in the South here, I gotta say that the propaganda in the Jim Crow era really, really traumatized and devastated the emotional, the physical, and the mental health of this community. And I say the physical health because these big ass women walking. When I see some of them my age, 56, um, they're not walking very well. They're holding 80 more pounds of diabetes and they're having sore joints. Because the body just can't hold the weight and gravity rules. And then because of their men, like we're men, we gotta have two women. The sexually transmitted diseases catches up with them, and it shows up with their immune system, already being compromised by not having mother's milk at the early age to help you with your immune system, um, to their environmental and other things. But anyway, by the time there's there's a lot of sick women, and I gotta admit that I try not to be attractive. The easiest thing around here with black folks is with your hair. They're so. I'm surprised that other races like act like, girl, let me get to that hair. Like some white girls like, girl, I would love to get my hands on your hair. I'm like, Straighten that out to a minute of its life. But I've had probably the best perm I ever had was by probably a white man. Had the best haircut, but I'm not gonna probably waste my money or time. But it's a good distraction, and around like you know so but like I just don't want to date either because of the Jim Crow thing. Well, anyway, just the way they are, just they're so abusive to their children, so so inhumane to their own offsprings, and not having the insight to understand that instead of getting 10% to the church, why don't you give 10% to your child's upbringing? You know, God helps those that helps themselves. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. But anyway, I don't know. I think I'm more upset than I realized over uh, the Republicans and their budget. Their budget is just like it's like they really just I don't know. I'm very very upset. I can't believe how upset I am. And I forgot to take my nighttime high blood pressure medicine, but it's almost morning now, or it is morning. So 4:58. So it's almost 5 o'clock. But so I don't know. I'm very upset because I can't understand how there are American citizens like Trump has. But anyway, uh, that really buy into like whatever he says and doesn't see. Those are going to be the ones that are going to really go off when they find out when it hits their pocketbook. Um, fuck, I don't even know. I don't even understand. Ugh. But it looks like between uh Trump dealing with Russian spies, Russian mafia, his dealings with China, because he has his ties manufacturer, So, and if you think he doesn't have dealings in Russia, look up Miss Universe. Uh, his con artists like Trump's University, which is just straight out, proves that he's just being a con. He just ripped off people. His inability to pay the people that he worked for, him bankrupting. He's the only person I know that had a casino that went bankrupt. It's only because the people that he's dealing with is Russia's ciphering money out of him, and he's thinking, oh, I'm so smart, I'm laundering money for them. You know, so with that apartment building that he has alone on Fifth Avenue and 56th Street, he could be, he could break it in millions anyway. But because of his his mafia con friends, he thinks he's all involved because you know uh, uh, him and his dad was not only in real estate, was also a highfalutin pimp. So they think that because they have never got in trouble before anything because of their complexion, their lack of melon. I think that they was able to lie, deceive, steal, manipulate, embezzle, and blackmail, and never seen any, had any backlash. So you can see now with that debriefings with that Spears guy, how he's talking, how he's acting. You know what I'm saying? So and it's basically telling the rest of the world that's also watching. It's not just the American people that you're gonna have a problem with. You're gonna have like you had like they, you saw how they talked with the Irish. Come on now. I don't even think St. Patty Days is an Irish in Ireland holiday. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, uh, so the rest of the world is also looking at him. The rest of the world thinks, things that can't be trusted, can't be believed. And uh, what made us a superpower was that the rest of the world could depend on us for our compassion, our humanity, And yeah, and when it came to be a hard ass, we were a hard ass. But now with the Republicans, you know the rest of the world is seeing uh they're not very smart, self-destructive, vindictive, uh not well educated, not well debriefed, uh and they come off like um fools. And Trump comes out like a narcissistic, uh, schizoid, man with the onset of dementia. And we don't need that in our. We don't need these people running a country because they cannot run a country. They just can't. They could destroy, uh, and kill and all this stuff. I mean, look what their mindset was of South Dakota. They don't care if these pipelines they've been busting all the time spill. Oh, look at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's been fracking all this time, and now they have earthquakes. They have more earthquakes than any place in the United States now. They're number one place for earthquakes. They outdid California. They have earthquakes all the time, but they're making money by forcing the people to live in an earthquake. And oh, and that's the guy that's in charge. Never mind. We so screwed. And I think America had a nice run for a while. I think it had been a great country for a while. I think that we had did great things with our Constitution and our civil rights, and it's sad to see that it comes to an end with such a treasonous traitor as the GOP's turned out to be. All they want is the coins. You know what I'm saying? Like they said in Alexander back in the day, all they want is the coins. They don't care about no people. These people they want the dollars. The more they get, the more they want. You know what I mean? They're so damn fucking greedy that they don't care that they're gonna destroy the United States of America because they can live anywhere because they got money.